You have a dream. You have a dream no matter who you are, where you want to be. You have the power within you to make this dream come true. In order to unleash your full potential, you need to go beyond your current best. What if a life-changing experience enables you with superior capabilities? Superior capabilities that changes the rest of your life ahead, in front of you. What does this life look like? And how much does this mean to you?
As human beings, we're always searching and seeking for ways in which we can do much more than we currently are. We're always looking for excellence, we're seeking excellence.
And Harini and I specialize in personal change. In our experience of working with thousands of people and solving what people consider to be impossible challenges, we've developed a fine sense of who needs what to get the results they want. Because most times, people are trying too much, or they're trying very complex solutions to solve the problems they have. And sometimes, making a simple change brings about a very big difference in their life.
Any random change you make in yourself is not going to get you that leap. Targeted, specific, personalized changes can help you really make that leap.
So earlier, when people were thinking of personal change, it was like, just doing a technique and hoping that it would change. It's like shooting in the dark, not knowing exactly with precision whether it's going to work or not. NLP changes the whole game. It gives you tools and skills with which you're able to know exactly with precision what a person is doing inside.
What NLP does is kind of takes that best piece of so many different areas of change work. It takes the best piece of neurology, the best piece of psychology, the best piece of language and linguistics, and it kind of gives you this like step-by-step process that's very straightforward.
NLP has some very powerful techniques to produce personal change, targeted personal change that sustains. The challenge, however, is that to use these techniques, either for self or on someone else, requires certain capabilities, skills, and competence of neuro-linguistic programming.
Antano and I created the Up with NLP experience to help you make the changes you need to get the life you want.
And the way we do this is we adapt the technology of neuro-linguistic programming and we personalize it for you for the changes you need. Harini and I are continuously scanning and looking at each individual, and we are calibrating to what is missing, as in what has to change in you so that the life that you want becomes an inevitable natural outcome of who you are.
During this process post the NLP course, I started meeting a lot of interesting people, a lot of people who really invested their time. I really thought to myself, wait a second, this something different, or probably the way I'm approaching people, the way I'm talking to people is something different.
We have had some very successful business negotiations that happened, and they were primarily because of certain very patterned communication objectives.
I see a lot of incremental changes which are tremendous. Every day you end up discovering something which is like, wow, that's a surprise factor.
The way I have in the last few days, I have never ever connected with myself in that manner ever.
I'm getting new clients. Initially, I was hesitant to ask anybody that I'm ready to do your work. Now, instead of that, even everybody comes to me automatically and says, okay, could you do my work? I said, okay, I'm happy to do your work.
The moments of magic continue to unfold even after the 6 days of the Up with NLP experience. And that's the most satisfying and delightful part for Antano, me, and all of our participants. Because it's not just good enough if a change is like temporary, and if like 1 week after the course, if things are back to square one, then what's the point? Every single person that has come to us knows, no matter how successful they are, they know and want to achieve so much more than they have at this point in time. It could be a student, it could be a lawyer, a doctor, a CXO of a large organization, a performing artist. Everybody has aspirations. Some people have exactly figured what it is that they want to achieve at the next level. Some people may not yet have figured out exactly what their goals or dreams are, but everybody wants to have a certain kind of a lifestyle in terms of their finances, their relationships, their happiness, their satisfaction. At Up, you really discover yourself.
The kind of clarity that I got post doing the NLP is something that I did not have earlier. I was just messed up with a lot of things in my head.
And through this journey, I realized that I'm able to help so many other people with so many other things that it just made me come back again another time, and this time as a coach, because I realized that I want to help people on a long-term basis, ranging from any variety of problems, small, big, whatever it might be.
When I took the Up with NLP program, 2 days into the program, I realized that I would be able to set my own targets, I could have my own objectives, and I can overcome certain challenges which were so much within me, which I didn't realize.
I've actually realized that there's so much more of me that I've actually healed, which I didn't even know needed healing.
Antano made me integrate with myself, and I could rediscover myself, and that was the moment when I decided that yes, I can also bring this kind of change to a lot of people around me who've been wanting that change, some who've been wanting that change, and some who should get that change.
Change is possible. There's absolutely nothing to fear. It can be quick, it can be painless, and it can be super motivating. And the only thing that's keeping you back from that is saying yes.
When I came for the batch, I had no intentions of, changing something in me of any sort. But I ended up transforming myself in a way that I could not have imagined. I ended up being better at my studies and my relationships in every walk of life that I went for.
Sometimes artists or singers get stuck in their mind with 1,000 thoughts. Am I doing it well? Am I looking good, or am I performing well? Is there's a section of the audience which loves it. What is the other section doing? Are they not liking it? And so many other thoughts keep running in your head while you're singing the song. So that kind of did not happen at that particular show post this experience at Up with NLP.
There's so many things that we do so naturally, like the way we walk, like the way we talk. Now, these are things that we don't even think about, because these are competencies that we've built as a child, and today they come with us into everything that we do. Real change has to feel so innate. It has to feel like it's a part of you.
The best things in life, the wisest things in life are simple and natural. And that's what NLP feels like.
Sometimes you try so hard for things to happen and they don't happen, and sometimes they just effortlessly happen. So it's nice to sometimes be in that space as well.
I'm able to guide a team which has started believing in itself that it can really deliver very well in terms of bringing revenue to the system.
So in terms of performing on stage when thousands of things are still running in your head, you would ideally want to think of peak performance.
So probably more clients. And more money.
Sometimes we meet people who have made decisions in their life about their future based on the limitations they had in the past. At that moment, they felt like they had that limitation and they made decisions. Now, these decisions could be about their job, their career, it could be about their education or about the relationships in their life. And when people make decisions about their life based on temporary limitations, sometimes they make mistakes, and these mistakes can be very expensive in terms of how their years of life could go wasted. Often you meet people when they have lived their life, they look back and they regret, they think, what have I done with my life? People think that the midlife crisis starts when they reach their midlife. It actually started much earlier. It started much earlier when they made the wrong choices and decisions.
What if things can be different? What if when you're starting early on, you start with excellence, so that from the beginning you lead your life with excellence. You know your purpose and you're going after what your heart seeks. And by 30, you have midlife opportunities, and by 40, you're actually leaving a legacy behind.
With superior capabilities, you're able to handle things around you so much better. You're able to orchestrate things in a way that things are falling in place for you easily and naturally. And you really become the director of your own life.
I would say one thing, that I'm very late in joining NLP. Nonetheless, it will remain with me throughout my life, whichever is left.
I like to think of Up with NLP as an experience rather than a training seminar. It's an experience seminar.
So I find it really effective and really fast.
And it was truly eye-opening for me actually.
There were so much of opportunities around me which I had not discovered earlier.
I've come closer to myself.
I feel top of the world.
You can see the world from so many different perspectives.
Puts your life in your hands.
You start somewhere and at the end you're at some other level completely.
I get whatever I wish, which normally you can't get.
What you get from up gets better each day. And what it means to you depends on who you are, where you want to go next, and how much time you have on planet Earth to live your life fully.
Now, maybe you're someone who's wanting a breakthrough in midst of challenging situations. Or maybe you just graduated and you want excellence in everything that you do. Or maybe you're already at the top, you're a successful achiever at the top, and you're trying to find out what next. Or maybe you're a performing artist who wants to establish your own unique identity. Maybe you're the owner of a small or medium enterprise business and you're growing it. Or maybe you just want to accelerate your career. What you get from up really depends on what you want, because we unfold possibilities in front of you. It's like a genie in front of you asking you, what do you really want in your life next? And with superior capabilities, these things unfold in your life in the most natural and elegant way.
And I invite you to up because I'm very curious to know, what's your story going to be?